You're listening to the Magnetic Boss Podcast. I'm your host, Calandra Martin, intuitive brand designer for spiritual entrepreneurs. The Magnetic Boss Podcast is where visionaries come together to openly share wisdom and authentic conversations. I know that you are ready to leave your legacy in the world and become sought out in your industry. I also know that you are sick and tired of getting overlooked. You're ready to have a magnetic business. I'm here to help you create your magnetic brand. It's my mission to help you show up confidently with a professional, irresistible online presence. If you're in this for the long game and all in on the big vision you have for your business, let's dive in. Hello, it has been a minute, and I have probably about a minute to share some updates with you to catch you up to speed if you're not following along on social media or you're not on my mailing list. And as a podcast listener, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for sticking around in 2025. It was a whirlwind of a year. I still can't even believe all of the things that happened last year. And I'm genuinely so excited about what is to come in 2026. Now, that being said, things on the podcast are going to look different from here on out. And you've probably sensed this shift happening because intuitively I have pulled back on the regular episodes and on keeping to a consistent schedule. And I've done this on the podcast for years. I'm very aware that the weekly episode structure doesn't really work for my Manny-Gen energy, and it doesn't really work for my lifestyle. Because to be honest, I'm recording this episode while the baby is sleeping and my other two kids are in the other room, and my time is so limited. They're about to walk in any second, at any moment. So if you've been following along, if you know my story, you know what's happened in the last year, amazing. But a quick recap and a quick summary. I'm a homeschool mom of 3. We just bought our dream home in Central Maine, and this past year has looked a lot like figuring out what the hell it is that I'm doing and how I am juggling my life and my business and the women that I support in such an intentional and powerful way. So in this new year, it's going to look a lot like me cutting back the output so that when I am providing content to you, when I am recording episodes for you, it is so much more powerful. It has, it carries more weight, it carries more intention, and it allows you to get more value. Because if you're listening to this podcast, I want this to be one of your favorite places to be. I want this to be a place where you can be doing other things and also have aha moments. I want you to walk away from these episodes feeling inspired and motivated and lit up. And if you're a non-sacral in human design, I want you to take some of my energy and infuse it into your day. So those are my intentions with these episodes. I want you to learn things. I want there to be education. But most importantly, I want there to be that energetic resonance. And if I feel like I have to record an episode, it's going to fall flat. And that is true for everything in my business. It always has been. And that's just how I do things and how I pivot around here. So stay tuned for a non-formal update on when the next episode will drop. If you are not already on my mailing list, that is the best place to be because let's be honest, the algorithm doesn't favor organic content. And that is where I have always shared content in my business. I don't typically pay for ads. And the beginning of 2026 is really going to look like slowing down to speed up in my business. I am refining things on the back end. I am updating systems and processes. I am really honing in on applications for new clients. And there are other exciting things happening this year, like my sister having another baby and my sister and I launching a brand together and a podcast together. So there are so many factors at play when it comes to what my business looks like. And I want this to be an invitation for you in your life and your business to really tune into what feels in alignment and to give yourself permission to let go of the things that don't fit into your world anymore, to let go of the pressure of feeling like you have to have it all together all the time. Because I'll be the first to say that my real life can look a little bit like a hot mess express, but that doesn't mean that success isn't inevitable. And you hear me say this on the podcast all the time. So that is my invitation for you today, is to just sit down, slow down, give yourself a moment to pause and allow yourself to dream bigger. Something that I really am carrying into my business and into my clients' businesses this year is this idea that if you feel like you're holding back on your potential, you're right? Like if you have this inkling, if you have this knowing that you are meant for more, that you were destined to be bigger, to have a bigger impact, you're right. And in order to step into that next level, it is about finding that alignment and really allowing yourself to do the work in a non-hustle culture kind of way that is going to allow you to say yes to the opportunities and say yes to receiving the things that are going to bring you closer to that vision. So, less of what you hate, more of what you love, and stay tuned because I will be back on the podcast. There will be some epic interviews as well this year, but it will be on an inconsistent schedule. So make sure you are subscribed if you're loving the energy here, and I cannot wait to share more with you soon. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe wherever you are listening so you never miss a beat. For episode show notes, visit calandramartin.com/podcast. Your iTunes reviews and your sharing of the show helps us reach more magnetic bosses just like you. Until next time.